tough division win, and that's what division games are. All week you'd heard me talk about play style and identity, and if we get that part right, the other things can come, and that's what I was looking for first. There's plenty to clean up. I thought, prior to the next game, that part, but I wanted to make sure identity, toughness, physicality, like that is how we get down and how we play. We knew this to be a line of scrimmage game on both sides. Their defensive line, our offensive line, was going to be a battle. I liked how we took care of the ball. We did not create any, and so that's a big deal for us. I thought they did a good job of taking care of it. It didn't seem like it was in harm's way, but I thought the inside guys battled and the outside guys were going to get tested. And so that was defensively what I thought would happen. Offensively, I thought we hurt ourselves with some penalties that created some tough, to go, third downs to go. So we didn't get quite as many ops as I would have liked. But at the end, to finish with the ball at the game, that's the toughness, that's the winning time moments that we talk about. So that part I'm pleased with, but lots to clean up. But I'm pleased with the win.
Defense doesn't give up a touchdown the entire game. Well, what did you think of their effort today?
Yeah, I really thought that was a strong performance. And you heard me talk about identity, the tackling. We didn't create the takeaways today, but, man, seeing some plays down inside the 10-yard line, the red zone, the guys have worked hard at that. And for our new players that are added to our group, I thought that was a good, mix of what they can be, and J.K. and Will and Vaughn and some of the others that I spoke to post-game, just knowing they're a big part of what we're doing and how we're going to improve. So I was pleased to see, especially down in the low red zone. I thought that was the real game-changer part of this game. 2 stops down there, that was a big deal.
Coach.
Dan, how encouraging is it that you didn't need Jaden to be Superman today, you didn't need Terry to get 9 catches, and that a lot of guys who weren't here last year were the guys that really kind of put the game away?
Yeah, that was a big deal, and I love the run at the end and with Bill at the end. But you're right, Dave, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take all of us. So for guys to step in, I was pleased to see Deebo, get to kind of express that play of being aggressive. If you'd ask us, I would say we had too many the 50-50 balls and drops and penalties that were not, what were normal there. But to know that we can lean on one another, and I know you've heard me say this before, but I do like our team, and that's how you have to win games some way, in different phases to go through it. And so to be able to lean in on the defense today, I thought that was a good sign.
Your offensive line and how they kind of battled throughout the day against a really good front.
Yes, and, that's kind of what we talked about going into the game. That's the the real strength of their team, and I really think their defensive line is going to be an impactful one. So there's times there's good pro, times I thought maybe we could have thrown it away, and take the incomplete, and that's still Jaden too, to say, okay, this one's over, go to the next play. That's part of the competitor too. We're on the 4th downs or something, you keep it going. Maybe on 2nd down, let's play for 3rd down. And so he'll learn from that. That's one thing I've learned from him over the year, okay, watch out. When there's something to fix, he goes after it pretty good.
Cliff said the other day that he was really impressed with Deebo as a receiver. All the other elements to his game. Do you get a sense from him that he's like, oh my God, I've got this cool new toy. Let's see how we can use him.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun to coach too. He plays aggressive and downhill. So we missed some, so we'll be wanting to look at those. But also the touchdown run of that was to me quintessential him. We've seen that movie, we know what that looks like, and how to feature it into this offense. And so I think that was part of the reasoning, with Adam and the trade, and why it was such a good fit, because when you see what somebody can do and you know how to put that into the offense, that's like the blend of scouting and coaching, to say, I know what a player can do and how we would do it. And so I hadn't known him, but man, it was cool to get to know him and coach him now and find out what he can do.
Having him back there, and then also Jaden as a threat, how do you see the Giants, and maybe you have to watch film and all that, but did you see the Giants maybe hesitate, get a little bit confused at times because of the options in the run game with Eckler, Jaden?
Yeah, Eckler made another play that was just, a 3rd down conversion. That's he makes some of these plays that is an absolute X factor. But we still have a lot of execution that we can clean up, John, and that's part of run game, passing game. But we're at our best when both are hitting. And so I thought the run game made the marks. We just didn't hit all the markers in the passing game today. We we need togetherness. We need all that. We won't get it this week. I told the team when we broke, I said, all right, enjoy it and sleep fast. Tomorrow's Wednesday, as we're going to get rocking again. But we've got plenty to clean up on. But I do love, John, the way that the team finished the game. Having the ball, kneeling it, that was a big moment to say, okay, that's the physicality I'm looking for.
And then what'd you think of Duran and Javon in the middle there?
Yeah, I liked the intentionality of the work that I've seen from them, John. Like, I know Duran, was here and we got to coach him last year, but there was another space that he went to in practice and performance, and I'd just spoken to him. It was better, John. It was different. It was higher. It was more elevated, and he was just so locked in. And JK coming here with things to prove and back into this space, I was really pleased to see what they could do.
Hey, Coach. The offensive line, after the game, I saw several of the offensive line giving Josh Connolly Jr. big hugs and high fives. So what do you have to say about what you saw from him today?
Yeah, we knew this is going to be a tough matchup, just with the style of Burns and Carter are going to be there, Thibodeau, and like good matchups, good tough things. But one thing that I've learned about Connolly, like he really does like a challenge. And in the early part of training camp, Kenny, it was good. I was seeing it, and then we went to New England. And it elevated. And when you are a young player and you get your first start, there's things you like, things you don't. Same with Amos, to say, okay, you got a PI. I thought it was a good aggressive play. How do we learn from it? And so the fact that it'll be a division game, now he'll have something to pull back on for when we play them, weeks from now. So all of those things matter. Like the younger you are, man, like you want to eat experience. I need him. I need every bit of it. And so you grow, you make mistakes, you fail some, you do well, and then he's the type of player that does learn from it. And so that's kind of what happens as you grow, and they seem to grow faster, when you have the mindset, like, I'm not going to do that again. I liked how this went, and Josh certainly has that.
When you talk about play style and identity, Nick Ballore had a big play on special teams. So
Yes.
Can you share about what, he brings to the special teams unit?
Yeah, it's more than just the speed. It's the physicality, the tackling, the matchups, because Nick, he can absolutely fly. That's as a special teams, featured player, that's the superpower and the speed. But the physicality, I thought it was a good hit, man. The ball almost looked like it was going to come out. It didn't, but he is really, somebody that we lean on in that way. We felt like, we got a lot of cleanup on that area too. The protection wasn't like we quite like. The kickoff coverage part was good. I thought it was strong and tough like we like, but we got plenty of work to do. That's usually where you see it, and then you build it, and then you build it. In the first month, it's ups and downs, and, you're trying to clean things up to have this many penalties. I was pissed, but back to Ballore, I just think he's somebody that's so consistent and helps develop others. It's a big part of, who we are and identity and attitude.
Coach, you talk about the things that you need to clean up.
Yep.
Does the option no longer exist in this game to clean those things up with starters in preseason football?
Meaning getting more turns and reps?
Yeah.
Yeah, it still exists. I think that's fair, to get more turns, and how do you balance back and forth. I thought the penalties went down and then they climbed back up again today. But, yeah, it's definitely, a factor into it.
Coach, you mentioned Trey
Sometimes
Amos.
just the health and the injuries factor in it too during training camp. But, yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You mentioned Amos earlier, but the young secondary out there today, they competed, saw some feistiness, combativeness. Speak on their play today and how you like them.
Yeah, this is a strong receiving core. We thought, coming in, I thought the strength of New York was, receivers, D-line, and those would be kind of the areas that they would push us and test us. I thought Russ is somebody that can just throw a fantastic deep ball, and they did test us. So to see us battle for it downfield, I thought that was a big, step in the right direction for us, knowing that's how you got to play. That's what life outside is. And to see them deliver, that was a big piece for us.